John.
Yeah, are we on? Welcome, everyone. I guess I'm taking Steve's place tonight. It's John BL.
John BL Unleashed.
You can call me John.
John, you can call me John. John BL.
You can call me John too.
Yeah, well, you got John and Johnny, so we'll try and keep it. Make it easy.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, everybody. What is it? It's 9:28 out here.
Out here.
Out with Caleb and
Caleb.
I haven't had my tacos yet, so I'm.
You haven't had your tacos?
Tacos.
I had my Taco Tuesday.
Oh man!
And then Wednesday comes and it's
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, everybody. Hello again. Yeah. Yes, we're here. We got John BL, of course.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
That's right.
Hey, glad to be a part of any of it. You know.
John BL. This is
there it
this
is.
John BL right here.
Poof.
That is the John BL.
It is signed, by the way, by the man
By John
himself.
BL.
By not John BL.
No, wouldn't be worth anything.
Can you prove he signed that?
Actually, I can.
I think you can. Yeah.
Re-rack it. It's all Johnny
Ricky
Beane.
Racket. Ricky Racket.
Oh, awesome. Caleb, good to see you, man. Jay Hannon.
Yeah.
Yes. And as soon as I have my 3 tacos, you guys will be able to see me. Unless you want to watch me eat. Is that wrong?
Yeah.
Keith. Oh,
Oh man. Ouch. Johnny, so did you take a look at that Telecaster bridge on the Discord? Did you read that thread at all? It seems to be a mystery bridge, but there are other pictures of it out there.
Right. Man, thank you so much for finding that. That looks like my bridge.
So who made it?
We couldn't figure it out. There's a whole thread where someone got that secondhand guitar and had that bridge, and it was a Telecaster, not a Fender, but they were trying to, ask everybody online.
It's still all speculation.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, Fender made one that was like that kind of die-cast one piece, but it has the Fender logo embossed on it, so it couldn't be a Fender. And then they were saying, what was that other company? They were saying,
Hip
Johnny,
Shot.
do you remember? Hip Shot, and then there was, I don't remember. There was another one too.
All right, we got questions in the chat. Where's Mr. Anderson? Referring to Steve. This is Steve Anderson's Unleashed.
It's not anymore. We had to part ways with Steve.
Yes, Steve won't be coming on. A 5150 guitar fell on him.
It's a terrible story.
He's stuck
I can tell the viewership go like from everybody's leaving now. That Steve.
No, don't go.
No, we're joking.
Steve's at a house party.
Yep.
It's going off. We should all just head over there
Absolutely.
and say, Steve, why aren't you doing the show?
He should be broadcasting from
He
there.
should.
You should. Right? I do remotes. Why doesn't Steve do a remote?
His phone doesn't do that.
Oh, he still has a flip phone?
Yeah, I don't even know if he has a flip phone. I think he's got like the old school. What are they called?
Pay
The
phone?
Zach Morris phone.
The brick?
Walkie-talkie.
Sorry, I got to pick my nose for a second. I had to turn the camera off.
Thanks for doing that.
Something's tickling me, man.
Uh-oh. Hey, you're getting the Namthrax early.
Yeah. And it's funny. The other day, I had a pimple right here, right?
Yeah.
And if I do this, my typical thumb pick for my my right nostril, it's right where my index finger is. And I remember picking my nose while I was playing guitar a couple nights ago, and that's had to be where it came from. So don't play guitar and pick your nose at the same time, because this is disgusting.
Never
So
thought about that.
You think it got infected from that or something?
No, I just got a little pimple.
Oh, you just got a cut. All right. Yeah.
Just a pimple.
A little ingrown.
Gotcha.
Little ingrown.
It makes it easier to hold the pick. You know.
So
I
use
thought,
this instead?
I thought he was going to describe a new technique.
Yeah, this.
So I was picking and I was holding my nose. All right.
Gross.
So we're already getting loose.
Guitar Guru, there you are, man. Here, let me take a picture of my tacos for the. This sounds so crazy.
For the what? Good.
Wait,
Do you guys know I had one of those sound effects boxes? I had one like 10 years ago, the exact same one.
wait,
I lost it in the move, but it had all those same glass breaking.
Way ahead of the game, John.
Man,
But John, did you have one of these?
No. Gotta get one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hold on, let me learn something real quick. I'll be right back.
I should have looked to see what I had for any voice sound effects boxes.
Okay, let me eat these tacos really quickly, and I'll turn my camera on. Oh, Guitar Guru. Yes. I'm gonna have to turn my camera on. Guitar Guru sent me some really cool pictures just now of some. Let me see. Where is it? What are those? They're like picnic tables, and they're striped up like Van Halen.
Nice.
I can't read where this is. Rehoboth?
I've heard of that.
Rehoboth Beach? DE?
Delaware?
Someone shared these pictures earlier. Real quick. Here, let me turn my camera on. Real fast. I'll show you guys want to see my taco?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. This is, look at that. That's pretty cool.
Very cool, yeah.
There's two of them. There's the other one.
Nice.
Right there. And I'm gonna eat this real quick.
Ooh.
Real fast. There we go.
Are those homemade or?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
Thank you for that.
Oh,
you're rocking the hammer. You're rocking the hammer back there?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I got a salad too.
Ooh, that sounds very nice and tuned.
Yeah. Hey guys, what chord is this?
Is it Purple Rain?
Yes.
Great tune, by the way. Let's hear it, Caleb. I'm sure you can play that.
No, I can't. Really?
I can't play it.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not playing anything. I don't have anything plugged in, so
Oh.
just holding it. Safety blanket.
Yeah, you see that Absolute Mayhem wants Sunshine of Your Love. How would Eddie play it?
I'm sure he has played it. In fact, I'm sure there's recordings of it. I have recordings of it.
Yeah, well, he knew every Eric Clapton lick note for note. You know, that's
Clapton would love this neck. No, he would.
That's the first riff I ever learned.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Usually it's Smoke on the Water, man.
Oh.
Smoke on the Water, MULLY style, right?
How would Eddie play?
It would be the first two, like din 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 din. Then it would be the hammer on tap a harmonic for that note. There you go.
All right.
How's that taco, Johnny?
I still have to try them. I'm eating the salad.
Who eats salad before? Come on, man. Skip that.
That's my problem.
Just
I'm
throw
always
it all in
thinking.
one bowl.
I'm always thinking you got to eat the salad real fast, you know, and then get to the main thing.
No, you gotta throw the salad in the garbage.
So, does anybody know about this EVH Con coming up? I just saw something on Facebook about it. I know.
Mid-October.
Yeah, and it's in my area, so I'm
Right,
gonna
in,
head down there.
Southwest Connecticut.
Yeah, Jay, you need to shoot up for that. It's not too
Oh
far.
God, no. I was in New York last month, and that's no.
Ain't going back.
Nope.
I'd go, but there's so many other places I'd rather pay.
Yeah. Well, when you're on the West Coast, yeah.
Yeah, but it would be fun. I mean, it'd be great to see all those dudes and be a part of that, jam a little. Who knows? Who knows where we'll be in 2 months?
Yeah, you're right.
Fender Guru. Fender Guru asked me about, because I posted a picture on my Instagram. I put the titanium blocks in my Ernie Ball. And
The string box?
yes.
Yeah, man.
And the guitar already sounded great, but I mean, I'm going through the little Roland right now, so it's not really telling the story.
Hey, Roland. Hey, Roland, how are you?
Hey, Roland. But definitely.
Oh,
Did you
Right.
AB yet?
What's that?
The next time you change strings, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, I don't know if you remember, but with I'm trying to think what guitar it was. I think it was when I had the signature Stealth. The EVH Floyd didn't fit. I think it was 2 of the blocks,
Oh, wow.
right? And the 2 strings that didn't have them in there, like you noticed the difference when you went string by string. So next time you change strings, just for the hell of it, if you want.
What was
pop one of the-
crazy? What was crazy about the one on the Music Man? Is that a Gato or a Godo? What is it? What is the one they used for that? The Floyd. I'm not sure.
It's a Godo.
All
Sorry, I'm eating the taco.
right. Well, those original string blocks I pulled out, and like 4 of them came out easy. 1 of them came out really hard, and the last one I had to shake the guitar and do everything, and then get a wrench or a get pliers. And
What are the originals made from? Are they steel or?
yeah, they're just like the black.
Yeah, they're almost like it's almost like graphite. Or I mean, not graphite,
But it was in the low E saddle, and I had to plier it out, and it wasn't coming out.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it came out, and put these in, and I mean, like I was telling Jay before we came on, because he's never actually played an Axis or an Eddie or anything, one of those. And the thing about this guitar is when you pick it up, the neck, there's something about the neck. It's like the easiest guitar you'll ever play, the easiest electric guitar you'll ever play. It's effortless, and your hands just go, thank you. There's something very special about this guitar. So.
And what is that? Is that a 10-inch radius or a 12? What is that?
Wake Dave up.
Yeah.
Johnny knows because it's the same as his Music Man. I think it's a these are 12 to 16, right?
It's got to be similar because
I think it's a 10-inch radius on those, so it's more rounded. Is the action like super close, or is it kind of?
Yeah, my action's really low. It's a slight round, and it flattens out at the top. But if I'm not mistaken, this neck was like a laser copy of the 5150 neck when we made that.
Yeah, the first the first PBs, right?
No,
Or was that the Music Man's?
First Music Man was a laser copy neck of the 5150 because that's what he wanted to stick right with what he was comfortable with. But it feels really a lot thinner, definitely a lot thinner than the one that's on the new Mexican 5150 for sure. And even my my 8191 from Musicraft is a little fatter than this. So I don't know. There's something. I've got huge hands, so the reason I sold my original Ernie Ball Eddie that I had an amber for 20 plus years, you know, since 1993, and I sold it because it was worth a lot, and it was just too small for my hands. My hands were just too small. But then when I got this back, I just remembered how fun it is to play.
So is it? I mean, if that's the same neck, like what changed? You just kind of.
I guess I missed it. I don't know. When you get rid of something and it comes back, and there's just a real warmth to the pickups, and I don't know, just something about this guitar. It has a real, you know, you can hear it like perfectly on balance. I think that's the sound that you know, that's the guitar he's playing, and
yeah,
you know, balance.
There you go. Good shirt.
I get it, man. I'm telling you that album. I love the album. Don't get me wrong, but every time I hear it, it's like it reminds me of the end of greatness.
Yep.
You know, every time either Feeling comes on, like, 'cause that's the last song on that album, and it's like over.
I think you can feel it in just the writing in the album. They're heading that way. They're getting.
Well, for me,
not that it was a bad album. It's an awesome album, but
for me, the end of greatness was the first time Gary Sharon's voice came in.
Hey, you.
That was the nail in the coffin, definitely.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, "Oh my God!"
No, just when I heard the news, when I heard the news that Dave wasn't back in the band.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that was the timeline, right? You know, it was the music. You know, they broke up in what, 95, 96?
96, yeah.
The music awards were 97, 98.
Those two songs came out. I remember hearing those two songs, and I got chills.
Yeah, Miwai's Magic. I love that one. That was
chills. And yeah, that was probably the most exciting news you'd heard ever.
Yep.
Ever.
Yeah, because I mean, because I agree with you there. Where, like, you know, because my brother's 4 years older than me, and he's the one that got me into Van Halen. And if Sammy was out, it was like, okay, at least Dave's back.
Yep.
So what? And then when that didn't work out, it was like, you know, because I was always a huge Extreme fan, but I just knew it wasn't going to work. I knew it.
No, there's no way to separate Gary's voice from his old band. And, you know, that's a great band. Mm-hmm. It's not Van Halen.
I was watching the Freddie Mercury tribute earlier this week, and Gary's all over that, and he's amazing, and he's just such a performer. He owned that huge Wembley Stadium stage. I mean, he was running back and forth, and that was with Queen, with his band. He was singing for everybody, you know, all over that night.
Yeah,
it was impressive. But you know.
The difference between those two singers is that Sammy came in, he was Sammy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
never changed. He never said, I'm going to try and be like Dave. No, he just stayed Sammy.
Well, I don't think Gary did either. It was just that in Extreme, Nuno wrote all of the vocals. Like, he wrote the melodies, and I don't know all the lyrics or some of the lyrics, but the melodies, Nuno wrote all that.
Right.
And that was, you know, that's what if Nuno Bettencourt would have produced Van Halen 3, or at least produced the vocals.
I was just thinking if he was involved somehow, because I feel like he's a bigger fan, or at least as big a fan as Gary.
Well, remember we had that poll a few months ago, like who if Eddie couldn't play for Van Halen anymore, who would you have? And he'd definitely be my first choice.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Even though we don't want to see that, but if it had to happen, if it had to happen,
who's your pick? It's him.
Yeah,
he's one of those guys. I mean, he's in another world.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And he's the same type of with Eddie, where he doesn't really do much public stuff and stays out of the limelight. Nuno's the same kind of person, man. You know, he doesn't do too much press and stuff like that. But
yeah, plugs flips the knob, and undeniable. He's a guy. He's one of those guys you want to quit.
Yeah.
He's a want to quit player.
Well, he's the same as Eddie, like an all-arounder where he can. It's not like he's a great lead player and he's an okay rhythm player. No, he's a phenomenal rhythm player and phenomenal lead player.
Yeah.
He's got and songwriter. He's got it all.
Great right hand for sure.
Vintage Sound says, I still remember hearing Pound Cake. What, you mean for the first time? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, didn't they have a little teaser clip on MTV, like with the, premiere, and it was the part where Eddie holds up the guitar and, it's got the, yeah, that's right? That little part right there. That was the teaser for the video premiere. I was pumped, man.
Yep. Man.
And Sammy is still the only singer that Van Halen went #1 with.
Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with where MTV was heading.
Well, and it had a lot to do with what was released at the same time. Because Thriller, I think, was still crushing when '84 came out. If it wasn't for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you're talking about the biggest selling album of all time in competition.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. There was no way to
with Edward.
Yeah. So that they were on their way, and they kind of just finished it off with Sammy through the late '80s and stuff. But oh, what a time!
Yeah, and then I think what album was out when Different Kind of Truth? Was it like a Rihanna or a something? Right? What was it? What was out?
Different Kind of Truth.
Adele.
That's what it was.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that was.
They couldn't go #1.
Where did that chart? Did it get to *2?
I think #2.
It did.
Poor Dave. Dave just can't break it.
No, he's probably like son of a sitch, man.
Son of a sitch.
Did he ever get a #1 in anything?
No.
I mean,
Single #1 song, right?
Jump was the #1 single, right?
Yeah.
Quickly, Fender Guru is asking me all these questions.
How dare you?
How's Nerd Halen? Nerd Halen is chugging along slowly, and just stay with me on that. It's going to take a while, folks, but it's going to happen. So.
Well, the videos you're posting are really, really awesome, man. Your drummer has some serious pocket to him. I love that. I love drummers that play in the pocket, and
you guys are having a lot of fun too.
Yeah, it's cool stuff to see. That
he's got the sound down too. He's very into the snare drum sound. Mm-hmm. As much as I'm into the Brown sound that I'm he's trying to get that.
Crap, when you post those videos, like your tone is there, man. You got it.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. We're just trying to fill it out and get it going. Can't believe how flaky bass players are, man. It's really, it's a shame. How I don't know what's in the water out here, but.
Absolute Mayhem says best Sammy Halen video is Still Finish What You Started. They sold a ton of blank VHS tapes when that was on TV. I'll tell you, man, I recorded that video and I was like pumped that I had a slow motion, like frame by frame button on my VCR on the remote. I'll just leave it at that.
A lot of Easter eggs in that one.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Eddie, is that as good as a guitar player he was the best performer. He just had it on stage and in front of a camera.
I'm not talking about him on that video. I'm talking about.
You're talking about the chicks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But I always thought like how cool Eddie looked with a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
That it's hard to have just to be the best guitar player. But
it's like that first smile you see in Jump where he's looking at you and he's playing the solo.
Yep. It's like right around then I'm trying to talk all my friends into liking Van Halen, and then they see that video and they're like, oh, okay, I like them now, you know, because he's so warm and friendly.
Oh, dude, look at his face when he's walking down the tables in the library in the Hot for Teacher video. I mean, it's just he looks like a guitar player. I mean, I know that sounds stupid and like corny, but I mean, if anybody looked like a guitar player, it's Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, Jay and Caleb were watching the slow-mo for very different reasons.
Were you playing guitar when that came out?
Yeah.
See, I wasn't playing guitar there. I was still like going through what do they call it? You know?
I don't know.
I was what, 11 years old when that came out? You know, so the video came out when I was 12. So you could imagine when I was watching that video for.
Yeah, I mean.
Wait a minute. What video?
Finish what you started.
Oh.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, we're all
stupid.
confused here.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Pound Cake.
Well, that one too. When that came out.
That one too.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Since Steve isn't here, we'll put something on the monitor. Some outtakes.
some finish what you started slow motion action.
The vault.
What is going on with this? Never mind.
Who is that guy?
It's I don't even want to say his name in here.
Okay.
It's, you know who it is?
It's him?
Yes, it's him.
You mean her?
What?
I'm out, bro.
John, you should put a video of Steve Anderson on in the background.
What are you
right
putting
here with
Zapruder
us.
film on?
Put an old
Come
one.
on, you guys haven't seen this?
I thought you had the Zapruder film for a second. I was like, holy.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
It was the car and then the time code on the bottom. I'm like,
All right,
oh
let's-
my God, he's putting the Zapruder film on.
I've analyzed it. Dave was there.
Wow, President Kennedy's limo looks a lot different.
Who painted it? It was really red. And David Lee Roth was in there.
David Lee Roth was the driver that actually shot him?
Yes. Oh, that's messed up.
You can't possibly be able to have that on YouTube.
Oh my God. Good stuff. Oh, you know what's funny about those outtakes? There's that stuff with the boat where they're playing poker,
Yeah.
you know? And then there's that where Mike's in the boat with some chicks. Like, there's one of the girls is a model who ended up marrying Luke Robitaille.
Really?
And her name is Stacia Robitaille, and she's actually a friend of mine. And I just by her smile in that video, I recognized her and sent her a screenshot of it. And she's like, "Oh my God, where'd you find that?" Like,
On YouTube.
it was one of her first gigs.
Because
ever.
they didn't use any of those scenes, right?
Right.
From the
So,
boat or whatever
yeah.
it was.
They used like stills from the boat. I remember they used stills in the magazine from the boat. But I was like, you did the. She said that they actually went out on the boat and like there was crazy stuff going on that boat. So
Oh, I
couldn't
I'm
really
sure
elaborate.
it was, yeah.
Couldn't really elaborate, but I think a member or two of the band was chasing a lot of them around, and they had
How
to
old
get,
was she at the time?
like 21 or 22, I think. Yeah.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she ended up marrying a Hall of Famer.
Okay, I'm here.
Cool, Terry.
There we go.
Robitaille.
Johnny.
Hey. Good to see you guys. Sorry, I can't eat on camera. It's just it's not nice. Oh. Man. I was gonna say, how come they never used that footage of? Do you guys know Showbiz Pizza Place?
Like with the big what the heck is it called? Yeah, Showbiz Pizza.
Yeah, it's like a Chuck E. Cheese,
Yes.
or
It was before Chuck E. Cheese, wasn't it?
there's Polly Parrot is another one. I
Was
used
it
to go there
West Coast thing?
when I was a kid in Phoenix. I used to go to this place called Polly Parrot. Chuck E. Cheese is out here, and then there's a Midwest version. Well, I guess there'd be one out here if they filmed there, called Showbiz Pizza.
Showbiz Pizza. They were in Illinois as well when I was out there.
Mm-hmm.
In the late 70s, early 80s. So yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah. And anyway, there's footage of Michael Anthony at the Showbiz Pizza, fooling around.
Whoa.
Huh?
Don't delete Clayton James Hicks.
Yeah, that was a real nice comment. It was Nard Halen, right? He said, "I love Nard Halen." Yeah, spell it right, Clayton.
Sorry, Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton's cool.
Yeah,
Clayton's cool. Anything Clayton says is all good. But yeah, Showbiz. How come they didn't use any of that? You know? Do you know the footage I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'll have to look into who filmed that, and it seems to be a company out of Santa Cruz that did a lot of their videos.
Really?
Yeah, Caleb's out there. Is that not Santa Cruz? Where's Caleb?
Oh.
Santa Monica.
Oh,
Santa Monica. Sorry.
the other Santa.
Yeah. The pizza place?
No, the people who shot a lot of their earlier videos, the '84 videos, and
Wasn't that just Pete Angelis and Dave?
Or maybe that's where their headquarters were, because I was looking up a little bit of the info on that.
Yeah, I don't know who. I think Pete Angelis and Dave did the videos from 1984, and then they obviously moved on to Eat 'Em and Smile,
Right.
to do the same thing.
And what were they called? The two of them, the brothers, something. Not the burrito. Was it the Burrito Brothers or the
Picasso?
Picasso Brothers?
something like that? Yeah.
Yes, something Fabulous Picasso or something or other.
Fabulous Picasso Brother. That sounds right.
Yeah,
something
right.
like that. Something like that.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Pete Angelis? Where's that guy? Where's his book? Right?
So he was the longtime lighting designer. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot to do with their stage.
Yeah, I've searched for stage plots and stuff of the designs of those stages, and I mean, there's nothing out there that I can access, but I would love to see, the engineering going into like the 1984 stage, or with all the moving trusses and all that. It's just, and that was the time when, arena rock really had the big setups. You had to have the par cans and the lights. It wasn't all the moving lights. You had to have 10,000 par cans, and then nowadays you can do it all with a couple of with 100 movers.
I still remember walking into the Forum in 1984 and looking at that stage, because they had a big black tarp up covering the whole stage, but they couldn't cover the truss, and the truss was all chrome. Every can was chrome.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God.
looked like a freaking spaceship. I mean, it was the most incredible looking device I've ever seen, and it's still one of the biggest light shows ever put, on the road. So
I don't know which single it was on, but they had a picture of all the par cans on one of the 1984 singles. The the par lights.
Oh, that's what those are.
Yeah.
You mean
That's the sleeve from 1984.
Oh, was it just? I think it was on one of the singles too, but it was on the. I think I remember it from the CD that I had a long time ago. One of the inserts.
Yeah. I've got the record.
Let's see it. In the meantime, I got a few 45s in the past month or so. I grabbed I'll Wait. It's got I'll Wait and doesn't say what the other one is. Interesting. Let's see what it is. Girl Gone Bad. So it's got I'll Wait and Girl Gone Bad.
Wait, what 45?
Vinyl.
What 45 do you have?
This is a great Girl Gone Bad and I'll Wait. I'll Wait was the single.
Yeah, House of Pain was on the back of Jump. So House of Pain was the second song that you ever heard from 1984. Because that single for Jump came out 3 days before 1984.
This one's seen some sun, I can tell you. The labels faded quite a bit. Panama and Drop Dead Legs.
You ever seen these? These are pretty
Johnny's Drop Dead Legs.
These are pretty big 45s.
You ever seen like the radio promos?
These are the 12-inch. 12-inch version of Jump.
Family show.
I remember that. I remember that with the Jump on there.
The Looney Tunes wasn't that a 12-inch?
Yeah, the single had the Jump bubble.
What? What the 12-inch?
Oh, nice.
Foot long. Who got the foot?
What's the track listing on that? Is it just
on this one?
Yeah.
This one, Jump. It's Jump, House of Pain, Run with the Devil.
Yep.
Right
so
there.
does it
House of Pain was the second song I ever heard from 1984 because on the flip side of the Jump single. Obviously came out 30 days before the record.
So what is it? 2 songs take up a whole 33 album space? Was it run at 45 or?
Oh, the big album? I didn't see those big ones.
Let me see. Because
there's anything better to the fidelity or anything with it.
There's like 3 songs. This one is Panama with Dance Not Away and Girl Gone Bad.
Nice. I have that one in the 45.
Yes, Finished Sounds. 84 was the first album done at 5150.
Okay, so Panama gets its own side. It's just Panama.
Let's see the grooves. I mean, it's kind of silly, but let's.
Are they going to be far
is that the grooves all?
No,
the way
let's leave it on John's
Panama?
picture. Yeah, there you go.
Wait a minute.
Keep talking, John.
Oh, here. Huh? Wait,
John, keep talking.
There's 2
Why
Johns
do you want
in
me
here.
to talk?
No,
we want to see Johnny's
You're
album.
Johnny.
Huh?
Now we're all confused.
I
Don't
was
do
looking
that.
at your TV screen, John.
Oh.
There was some chick behind Roth.
Oh, okay.
There
I
she
gotta be
is.
careful. Yeah,
That is Roth.
Wait, a chick behind Roth? Okay.
I don't think there's anything obscene in there.
No. So here's Panama just by itself.
So it looks like it is spaced out more.
Right
the grooves
there.
are spaced out.
And then it's got all that blank space there in the middle.
Yep.
So it's just to have the bigger album. Just like I got the bigger.
You almost pulled your computer off the desk.
Sorry. Just my phone.
Fender Guru, real quick, he asked me if Nerd Halen's going to do anything off A Different Kind of Truth. We haven't planned on it. If I did, I would probably want to do Honey Baby Sweetie Doll, just for the record, or do a medley of Ice Cream Man and Stay Frosty. There you go. Okay.
Fender Guru. No, I don't have a turntable, so I can't play.
You have a microphone though. You just need 2 turntables.
I do.
You just need a needle and a paper cone.
Yeah, it was Warner Brothers. It's imports, so it's like UK. It's like UK pressings. It'll be easier to Google that 84 insert.
What was it? What is it?
That's open. Just open.
It's one of the baddest riffs, man.
So good.
Yep.
Okay. There. 84 insert.
Yes.
Right there.
That's what those are.
So those are lights?
Yep.
The bottoms
Those are the
like
backs
the
of the
cans
park cans.
before they're installed.
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder what those were.
Me too.
For the longest time, I thought they were like trumpet mutes, but
I thought it had something to do with the 1984 book. Like I had no idea what that was.
and I'm sure there's a lot more pictures where those came from. You know, behind the scenes tour photos. That's what I love.
Yep.
There's not enough documentation out there. That's the stuff.
She's still vacuuming? No, she's doing something else now.
Just imagine, because there's so many ideas. Obviously, imagine the ideas that didn't fly. You know?
Yeah, and there's design. There's got to be full scale blueprints that the staging companies did. I mean, there's riders. We've all seen the M&M's rider, but I want to see some of the technical riders.
I'd love to see some of the stage ideas that didn't get picked, but were there. You know, like we might have done this, but we didn't. We went this way. You know.
Mm-hmm.
What I always wondered. Yeah, what I always wondered was why was the Diver Down stage sort of like a money saver? Because remember it seemed like the drum riser was nothing. It wasn't their regular drum riser, their 10-foot riser or whatever they were using, and it just seemed like the stage was stripped down.
It was minimal.
Minimal. It's like they wanted to make some more money or something. I don't know what that was, but you could definitely.
Yeah, I wish Monk went into that a little more in the book, you know, and
yeah, because definitely
he was the guy who he could have answered a lot of those questions, like what nights did they film and what nights.
Yeah. Because they went back to the old drum riser after Diver Down. They went back to it for the US Festival and then for 1984.
Was it the same?
Yeah, the same one from the Fair Warning tour and maybe even the Woman and Children first. Even though it had like a different staircase and stuff, but.
Mm-hmm. And also, really quick. I'm Johnny. No. Where is it? Gearhead Workshop. Yeah, DiMarzio's. Yeah, they have short legs. Yes. That's what they are in the guitar that Caleb's playing.
Yes.
Those are short-legged DiMarzio's.
Great pickups.
What's in that? Tone Zone and Air Norton or what?
I think Tone Zone is what DiMarzio released them as.
And then the Air Norton in the neck?
I'm not sure. Is there a Tone Zone neck pickup?
I don't know. I know that in the Ernie Ball Music Man, those were the two pickups, I guess, that, you know, what were they, modded versions of those or something like that?
Mm-hmm. That's what they say.
Yeah.
You know, that's what people they go after for that. You know, to get the tone of that guitar.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So back to those necks. They designed it, the original Music Man's, after the 5150, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there that much variation in the necks that were put to market, or is it just certain models had different necks?
You mean
Because you're saying
you've
you've noticed some differences in the different necks from the Ernie Ball or the PVs. But weren't they all supposed to be based on that?
They are similar, the Ernie Balls and the PVs, for sure.
I thought the Ernie Balls were closer to the EVH, to the Wolfgangs, or the EVH Wolfgangs.
I don't know. That's hard for me to say because I felt EVHs that I felt were wider on the fretboard than this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But
wait, what?
What I was saying before was what I was saying before was the original 5150 neck. If it's like this, then it's like a toothpick, and the 5150 neck that they released on the new EVH Mexican guitar is a lot fatter than this neck.
You're talking about the 5150.
Yeah,
that's
what they say.
R3, right? It is thicker.
Yeah.
But
but even just all the way around, it's just
the fatter neck,
much fatter feel than this, or the Wolfgangs. So
well, I do know that out of the three I've played more than three Wolfgangs because I had a couple different ones shipped, but sent out, but they don't seem to be very. I don't want to say the word consistent, but maybe that's what I should say. They do feel a little different from guitar to guitar. Now, like I was telling Johnny earlier, like I'd never played the Ernie Ball Music Man EVH, but from what I've heard, those necks were pretty consistent. Like those guitars did feel the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm sure as he designed the into the PVs and everything else, he tweaked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the Ernie Ball Music Man EVH guitars, those necks were made to feel broken in.
Mm-hmm.
They actually felt like it felt like a used guitar, brand new. That was part of it.
There's some sort of damage to the 5150 neck that the laser picked up, apparently
behind the fourth fret. I guess it was like
and translated to the new necks. Apparently, that's apparently
there's some wear.
Yeah,
some slight wear. Yeah.
Yep. Which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That technology.
Was it oversanding or was it just worn in to high hell? What was it? Because I've read that it was like over, the laser machine or whatever picked up over, I doubt you'd even be able to see it when you looked at it, but maybe it's one of those things when you see the, on the screen, the computer printout or whatever of it. And then measure it.
That was like the first era where they could actually map, something like a neck and reproduce it like that.
I wonder if that's how Ernie Ball got him. If that was like the final, like, you can copy my neck, you can give me my same guitar virtually. Who knows if any other guitar company that time that was able to make the amount of guitars that he needed, or not even the amount because they weren't making that many, but I guess the quality. I wonder if that was like the final, like, oh yeah, we're doing that. I wonder if anybody else, Captain.
I don't know.
Hey man.
Yeah, there he is.
What's up, Michael?
How's everything?
Good.
Cool. Johnny, Jay, Caleb.
John?
Who's that other guy?
That's right. We get two Johns now. Holy moly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the Poofmeister.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you don't have to call me that. Good stuff.
Oh God.
Who else we getting in here tonight?
Who else wants it?
Who else wants to volunteer, right?
What happened to that Nesdal? Does he want it? I mean, she. So what? I don't know. These guys are. We're talking about the Music Man Next. How's yours doing, by the way?
Yeah, you have an EX,
Captain?
right?
Yeah. I love it, man. The neck on that thing is just sick. The whole guitar, it's great. It's
Just easy, right, Mike? It's easy.
Exactly. That's good. It's a small guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small guitar, and it's that's actually
The Music Mans are 3/4, right? Or are they 7/8 size? Body size.
Oh, I don't know. I know it's like there's not a lot of room behind the bridge.
Right.
That's why it looks so small.
Probably a 3/4.
Yeah. Like
Hold on.
your hand on the neck just it knows that there's not a lot of necks like that, and it's almost like it's just relieved. You know, there's like a relief in playing this guitar. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Gearhead Workshop has a request. Wait. How does it go?
Is that Anthrax?
Yeah. I'll be watching that tomorrow night.
Are you going?
Yep.
Who's playing with them?
Slayer. It's Slayer's. Their headline. Slayer. It's their farewell.
Oh, nice.
And Anthrax and Testament. And
Wow.
God.
there's 5.
You have to,
Get the
you
other
have to wear a helmet. You got to
Full
wear a
festival.
helmet. You're banging that head so hard, your helmet.
Probably have whiplash after that show.
Slayer was the loudest
Oh.
band I've ever seen. We met when they came to the club that I worked at. We measured the sound at 125 right in front of house. At front of house.
Holy.
50 feet from the stage, whatever it is.
Damn
It
it.
was. You couldn't. There's no way you could listen to it without earphones or
Damage.
Yeah,
I saw Slayer at.
it was obscene.
That's crazy though. Have it that loud, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It wasn't pleasant
It's inaudible.
by any means.
I saw Slayer a couple of times already. I saw him at the Palladium, Paramount, I should say, down in Manhattan. And the reason why I mentioned that show is because it's kind of like a small club, if you will. And the audience was insane. I mean, it's a steep, if you can imagine, it's a steep theater, right? So it's great seats no matter where you sit. And this one dude would just jump. So he starts literally being pushed down. You know how you surf? They're throwing the guy down.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I see him come behind me. I'm like, holy. And I gotta get out of the way. Next thing I know, I get hit in the head with the drop ceiling. They started literally throwing stuff up and knocking the drop ceiling down. They got banned from the place after that.
Oh my
So,
God.
yep.
The Paramount's at MSG, right?
Yes. Yeah. Google it. It'll pop up. You'll see it.
Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
So it's going to be a good show, though. I'm looking forward. To it.
Who's playing? Who's in? Well, first of all, who's in Anthrax from the original?
Well, you got all Spitz ain't there anymore.
No. What a shame. You got John from Shadows Fall as their lead guitar player.
Sing it, or okay.
Yeah, it's
Who's
Joey
singing?
Belladonna singing.
Joey.
Yeah, Joey's man, and he sounds great, man. I saw him a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can still sing, man. Man, he is good. And I think, like you mentioned earlier on the early show, Jay, Charlie's not there.
Yeah.
No poll question, Fender Guru. We don't have Steve. He's the poll question guy, right?
Should we make one up for him?
Should we make one up?
I guess so, right? Fill in for him. I mean,
As long as there's no hard feelings.
yeah, I was just gonna say that this is technically his show in a roundabout way around Johnny. I don't know how the hell to explain it.
This is Steve Anderson leashed.
Yeah, Yeah. How about this? How about we let the chat room come up with a question? How about they throw out a few ideas and then we can pick one?
There you go. So,
Lost
Jay,
control.
Jay, is that Wolfgang as good as the first day, or are you more in love?
I'm more in love because now it's got a real Floyd on it. So, and not even a real Floyd. It's got a hot rodded Floyd. Boy,
Nice.
look how nice that thing looks, man.
Wow. It's like a mirror.
Yeah, it is.
Sweet.
Yep. And for those, I mean, it's not like a night and day difference between an EVH Floyd and a original, but it's the big difference is the fine tuners. I mean, these are like butter. I mean, they just, I don't know how to explain it unless if you go back and forth, and it just feels, I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's the springs that they give you with a real Floyd, if they're different than the EVH ones. I have no idea, but it just feels, there's something about it that just feels better. But it's not, like I said, it's not night and day thing where it's a Floyd Rose special or something like that.
The question: who is the original bass player in Bandcamp? Mark Stone?
Well, you just come on, man. No, this is a poll question where we have to.
Yeah, not a trivia question.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ask something that you want to know what a bunch of people feel about.
Even if it's a hypothetical thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, if Johnny had no internet ever, who would you want to host the show? And you have one choice. It's Steve Anderson.
Pretty much.
JJ's House of Jam says, what favorite Eddie guitar from all the eras? Didn't we do that one? I could have swore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was by a mile. It was the 5150, and then the Frankenstein.
But mine was Bumblebee.
Yours is the Bumblebee, yeah.
Just because I thought that was the sickest looking guitar I'd ever seen.
But once I found out that was like Eddie's least favorite, like one of he just didn't like that guitar. Ever since I heard him say that, I was like, that guitar.
It went down a few notches.
Yes. Yeah. Was anybody else bummed that we were talking about the Ernie Ball Music Man? Was anybody else bummed when they saw that guitar for the first time? And was
Yes.
like, where's the stripes?
Underwhelmed. No, I was underwhelmed. I thought like that's what he's going with. The flashiest guitar player ever is going to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
I agree.
Oh, I thought. Wait a minute.
I liked it.
You're out of here.
You were just saying how great that guitar is.
No. He's talking about like first impressions, though, right? The first you first saw it, You're expecting. I mean, you got the guitar guy, right? And this is what he came up with, right?
Yeah, I believe I'd already seen the shape somewhere else because there were other people playing Ernie Ball guitars at the time. So I'd already seen that shape previously to him having it. Am I wrong?
It was similar to other Music Man designs that they had before, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if it was like out yet on a different guitar. I think that was one of the
headstock is always the same on all of those.
And there might have been not like two humbuckers. Might have been like some single coils or something. There was definitely that shape of the guitar that I saw someone have or somewhere being used before.
Guys, my battery's going to die, so I'm going to jump out for a little bit. I got to go back to my iPad.
Plug it in.
I know. I got the power.
He's using his headphones.
Well, let's see if it might last, but it's.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you have the stupid.
I got.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So
you both.
It's the worst, man. It really is.
I don't know why they came up with that, man. That's
because they want to sell Bluetooth headset or headphones.
There you go.
Fender
I'll be back.
Best album cover from Van Halen. We did that one as well.
That one too.
Yep.
1984, right? No.
Did that win, or was it?
I don't know.
Where's Steve, man?
We
He'll
have, his
remember.
phone, hey, we have his phone number. You want to call him?
Yeah, give him a call.
No, he's gigging, man.
Text him.
Oh, he
He'll
is?
answer in the middle of the set.
Oh, he's playing a show?
Yeah, he's playing a house party. Yep.
Oh, I thought he was just.
All
I
right,
thought he-
okay.
I thought he was just at a house party. I didn't know he was playing. Oh.
It's an A. Wait.
Nice.
Where's ready? Caleb.
Yeah.
Hit a B. Does it? That's how about a C? What about a C? Hit a C. It's the end of it.
Thank you.
Hit it. Give me a D.
Give me the D.
What? Read out. Give me a note to hit.
E?
What?
E?
I only got one E on here. What about a
Wow.
G sharp?
Ah.
G sharp. Keep playing it.
Amanda's got a question. Which Van Halen tour do you most wish you were a roadie on?
Which Van Halen tour do you most wish you were a roadie on? Oh, God. Well, I read in Noel Monk's book what the roadies were getting on the 1984 tour. So, I don't know. Maybe that one. Although it was hideous, a hideous story. So, for the girl at least.
Maybe that would be the one. Although
I'd love to be on the first one, because they were still growing but they were hungry,
yeah, but you don't have pick of the litter then.
What's that?
You don't have pick of the litter then if on the first tour. 84, you had literally pick of the planet.
True.
Yeah.
And they did.
What's your favorite Van Halen DVD?
How many are there?
You mean live DVD? Well, there's what, 2?
There's
Live out in that?
there's 3. Right?
What, it was the Australia one from the Van Halen 3? Is that a DVD?
John Biel would know.
And he's back.
Isn't there 3?
Official.
Yeah. There's Live Without a
What are we
Net,
talking about?
Right Here, Right Now, and Best of.
How many DVDs did Van Halen have?
Just 3, I think. Then official. Live Without a Net, Right Here, Right Now, and the video collection. Lots of unofficial. Those are the ones that I look for. Sorry.
There was a thread on one of the Van Halen pages on Facebook, and somebody commented about how awesome Live Right Here, Right Now is. And like, I wanted to comment so bad. It's like, dude,
It's a studio record.
it's not live.
Yeah.
It's the cover record by
There,
them.
you know what? There is some value in it, though. I've watched it recently, and it's if you can get past the fact that they overdubbed a whole bunch of it, it sounds. You still get Eddie's tone. You still get. Great.
The weird thing about that video, I've never seen a live video where they actually from 2 different nights, and you can tell. And that's
Oh yeah.
Drove me nuts.
That's a
Drove me nuts,
strange thing to see him with 2 different guitars on the same song.
What happened to
his
main guitar that night? On the first song, right?
Oh, you had a problem?
Johnny?
Huh? I was asleep. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Steve's not even on the show.
Steve's with his eyes open.
I thought Steve's not even here, and I can't even get a word in.
There's 5 people in this piece. So, five people.
Well, as far as
I was saying, the other day I
was for a split second. I was like, "Damn, cold-blooded."
Hey, James Orcutt, good to see you, man.
James, you want to come in?
What's the urban legend about why he's using the red guitar instead of the amber on both nights for that?
Well, that was only one of the nights.
I would think maybe he broke a string, possibly, because there is a bootleg of a show where he does break a string during like the first song, and he switches guitars.
Yeah, but he's using the red guitar throughout the whole show. They're going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an amber and a red, and it literally goes through the whole DVD of Right Here, Right Now,
Mm-hmm.
and they show. You can tell, like, obviously they're wearing some different clothing, so that you know that.
Yeah, well, in that case, it is possible that they told him, hey, play a different guitar, so when we cut the footage up, it just makes it look different.
No, by that point they were wearing different outfits already, so it was like I don't think they were worried about different guitars.
Well, Sammy was the main culprit. Sammy he was constantly having different pants,
and that's what he does. And half of it was stuff that people had thrown up on stage.
Yeah. No, but I remember reading something about why he had the red guitar in Pound Cake. And I thought something happened to the guitar, like all of a sudden it just stopped working or something, like early on.
Mm.
But I mean, I'd have to.
It had to have been something, because that amber Ernie Ball was his #1 for several years.
Yeah.
And there was like nothing came in between it. Like there was no other Ernie Ball that came close, apparently. So it's weird. That's a question for Matt Bruck.
Yeah.
Who we'll never have on the show.
And was anybody else bummed when he put the 5150 stickers on that guitar? Because it's like, that's not the 5150, Eddie.
How long did Matt tech for him?
He tech for him for like the first.
When did Zeke stop?
Before Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Was there a reason why?
I don't know officially, but I'm sure he probably did something that Eddie didn't like. And it was too much. It was like over the top. He probably just went outside of what was appropriate for the secrecy or something. And or maybe he even started making some money on the side.
Well, let's not start rumors.
I don't know. I'm speculating. Obviously, Z Clark, if you want to come in and talk about it, please. We'd love to. You remember me? Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Well, according to Zeke, on the I was reading something, an interview. Oh, it was the that '88 interview that had come up recently, behind the scenes before they were doing the Japanese tour.
Yeah.
He was saying on the whole 5150 tour, he broke one string. So according to Zeke, the only string that was ever broken on the 5150 tour was the one in Live Without a Net.
Really?
That's not true, because didn't he
That's
break
doubtful.
one?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
What show? Remember, he was playing his solo, and he had to use the Steinberger for part of it.
Wasn't that 88?
That was 88, yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, we gotta erase this now. Man.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm never doing the show again. I just completely lost my Van Halen card.
Man, I'm firing myself now.
Yeah.
Here's a
G
great
Butch wants
question.
to know, hey Jay, are you getting a Kiesel for a demo? I don't know. I haven't reached out to them yet.
We should write our own questions to ourselves in
Right?
the chat.
So we'll make fake screen names like KA on it does,
Here's one. How about Eddie wears the pink parachute pants on the 5150 tour, but he wears them briefly on the Monsters of Rock tour too.
Did he?
So are those yeah? So are those the only pants that transcend
That he
tours?
owned?
that transcended the tours?
Multiple tour pants.
Yeah.
No, he wore the jumpsuits, the 80,
Oh
the
yeah.
1980 jumpsuits. He wore those on the 92 tour, and a couple of shows in the. They're on YouTube. Birmingham, I think it was, like down south. He wore the red and the blue jumpsuits, the like the parachute suits, full body.
On the 92 tour?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Well, speaking of the music awards, when they came out with Roth, who else was pumped? I remember my brother was fired up when Eddie came out in the
white overalls.
The white overalls. He was like, "Yes, he's wearing the overalls again." Yes.
Oh my God.
Isn't it how
The smallest things.
If Eddie saw anything like this, he'd be like, "Those guys are really talking about my overalls, like they were pumped."
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Close Encounters, dude.
Here you go, Caleb. I'll see if I can find it. There's Mikey. Edward wearing the blue overalls. Come on. Of course, it's Alex's solo, and then it's I can find something with that.
I'll be right back.
There you go. See? I know.
Yeah, he's wearing like a blue jumpsuit.
Similar to the ones he wore on the 80 tour. He had the.
Well, he does wear
It's the same.
the red and white striped shirt in Tokyo at the Tokyo Dome, and that looks.
And didn't he wear that throughout? He wore that throughout
Fair
the
Warning
80 tour.
And it
Oh,
looks
was
like,
that the same one? Oh.
I don't know. I think it's a different shirt, but it's very similar.
Let's see.
Real quick, Tubin, could you tell me the meeting Ron Jeremy story? Wow. I went to, they had a concert behind the Roxy in the parking lot for the Rainbow. The Rainbow's right next to the Roxy on Sunset Strip. And it was in the afternoon, and I was walking down in front of the Rainbow, and there was a guy there talking to Ron Jeremy. I passed him, and I went, wait a minute, that was Ron Jeremy. So I went back and took a selfie right in front of Ron Jeremy without talking to him or anything. And that's my meeting Ron Jeremy moment. I never talked to him or anything, or touched him, thank you. So there you go.
You want to know some trivia about Ron Jeremy?
No.
No, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. If anybody remembers the movie The Chase with Charlie Sheen,
Yes.
remember that movie?
With Kirsty Swanson, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He makes a
Was that the one when
cameo.
they were in the Jeep, going through the desert and stuff like that?
Was it
It's a
Jeep or was
chase
it
movie. Yeah. It's a car chase.
Like the early '90s, I think, was it?
There's a scene when they're filming like a news thing or something in like an office. And after they film the scene, the cameraman goes, I forget what he says, but he says something like, "We got it, Mr. Whatever." That's Ron Jeremy. He makes a cameo in that movie, and I don't even think he's in the credits, although he might be. But I remember when that happened, I was like, at the time, I was like, that's Ron Jeremy.
Wait a
I
minute.
knew,
How'd you recognize him?
Yeah, I know. He had his pants on, so I don't know how I recognize him.
Oh.
He's a legendary rope thrower.
Oh.
Can you guys see? It's the same. You're right, Caleb. I don't know if you can see that.
Is it the same though, or
It looks the same to me. It's the same spacing and everything.
we know Eddie keeps all his all his clothes. So
Yeah.
very
And
similar.
that one was, he had the sleeves rolled up. It looks like, yeah. I never made that
I found a
connection.
screenshot of Ron Jeremy in the movie. He's the cameraman he's got a backwards hat on. And if I remember correct, I remember looking.
You said hat on, right? Backwards. What would that be? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Good stuff. It's a lot better than talking about food, right?
There we go. Ron Jeremy in a cameo appearance as a cameraman. There you go.
I'm too full to talk about food. Hey, G, good to see you, man. Jay, do you see that?
Yeah, he's told me that before. I'm gonna have to go out there and stay with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you come out for NAMM, you know, you might see him because Michael, remember we met G at last NAMM.
Yeah.
Mad Dog. That's true. If I could, I would.
Here's the selfie. I don't know if you can see it.
Wait, here, I'll present.
Yeah, you got to present that.
Gotta present.
He looks like he's like, what the hell? What?
Is he looking up? He's looking at.
Who's in the back?
Who's the dude in the middle?
He's like, it's this big, man.
Right.
Danger, stay away.
That's about all I can tell.
Awesome. That's funny. Okay, stop presenting.
Good.
Man. So wait, so Caleb, I wanted to ask you about that magazine cover, although I did read your comment
Oh yes.
after that. But man, I thought that was real.
Oh my God.
Was
no.
it fake?
Oh
Was it
God. No, you remember like you go to Magic Mountain or Six Flags and they have that little studio where you can go in.
I called it. I knew that. I could tell.
I-
and take
I
like,
only-
a picture.
I only drive by Magic Mountain. I've never actually been there.
Well, they have like a little booth and you can go in and any magazine you want to be on the cover of, they'll take a picture of you and they'll just pull out a template.
Mm-hmm.
And here, I got it. So I got Musician Magazine. All right, present. And
So that is you.
That's me. Look at that fro. Oh my God.
Man, yeah, because that
Yeah,
to
they
me-
had a
to
guitar.
What era? What era?
Crappy
is
little
that?
guitar with
What
no
era?
strings. And I just picked it up and started doing little hammer-ons, and there's the picture. And actually, Van Halen is in there on the white. You can see it.
That's the only thing now. Looking at that now, because of the white text on your white
Yeah,
shirt,
because they wouldn't.
now
put that in
I would know that that's not real because of that. But
Exactly.
when I first saw that, I thought maybe that was real. Maybe you were like a model.
Oh God.
Back in the '80s, there was a lot of crappy covers on those circus
Yeah.
magazines. and,
No, God, if I was
Pictures that they
a
found.
new artist of the year on Musician Magazine.
No, read Amanda's comment with what we were just talking about.
What?
Ben had one of those.
What
I don't wanna know
a
that.
backwards?
What is it in relationship to like Ron Jeremy? Or
I
what?
hope not.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Anaconda, the man.
cover. The
Ron
magazine.
Jeremy, this Ben had one of those.
Yeah, Honda.
He's like posters.
The Benaconda.
People.
Isn't that
Dirty.
Ben's sister?
Wait a
Benaconda.
minute. He had a poster of Ron Jeremy.
You said puke.
It's worse and worse.
Let's get Amanda in here.
Benaconda.
Amanda, pop on.
But no, Caleb, I really thought that was real. You know,
Oh.
not that you were the new artist of the year, but you know how magazines back then it'd have like just like a generic. Not that you're generic, but you know what I mean, like
Not
a
that you
generic.
deserve to
like,
be on that type of
model.
magazine.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine why, especially the way I looked. Oh my God.
I thought it was real, but
Yeah.
until we pointed it out, the white text over your white shirt, yeah, that wouldn't have. Yeah.
That
Were
wouldn't
you
have been
pissed?
approved.
Were you pissed when you're like, man, I should have worn a black shirt today, man?
Oh, you know what? I think I was just like well, that was a stupid idea, and no one will ever see this until 2018 when I do a Throwback Thursday.
Yo, man, can't you put like a drop shadow behind the white on the letters so you can see it, you know?
Yeah, can't you use the computer? Like, computer.
Can you Photoshop, bro?
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, this is a Photoshop. You're in one.
Man.
1988, 30 years. Oh my God.
Crazy,
I mean, right?
Man.
Are you going to NAMM?
Who?
I know Johnny's going. John. Hey.
Me?
Who?
So you're gonna pop up in, NAMM?
Who?
Bunch of owls in here.
I have no plans on going to NAMM. I was talking about going to EVH Con coming up in that's in Connecticut, so I'm in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
I
that's
may be
a
going to that.
trip down the Merritt Parkway for you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I went to school down there in New Haven.
New Haven?
Yeah.
New Halen, you mean?
New Halen. Yeah. University of New Halen. That's where I went.
I spent my early childhood in Ridgefield, Connecticut.
I love Connecticut.
Right
And,
down
you know,
by
after I
Danbury.
graduated, I spent a couple of years there. You know, worked out there.
Beautiful.
Have you guys been in any conversations with anybody and they're from like, oh, I'm either from Connecticut or I'm going to school in Connecticut or I work in Connecticut, and then you ask where, and then they say the town or city, and you go, oh, how far from New Halen or New Haven? And they ask why, and you're like, oh, because Van Halen filmed their Live Without a Net in New Halen, Connecticut. I've done that before, and people think I'm so stupid.
Yeah. Probably.
The one opportunity I had to go to the New Haven Coliseum, it was for Fish, and I
Van
chose
Halen
not to
played
go.
Van Halen played here.
No, it was Fish, and it was outside. I was hanging out outside the arena, and it was.
I wouldn't have gone in either.
That crowd, you know. And I had other options, so I went down to Toad's Place. Do you anybody ever heard Toad's Place?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went. A friend of mine was playing at Toad's Place, so I went down instead.
We played
I went
Toad's
to that.
Place.
You know,
Toad's
I'm
Place.
sure
Yes.
everybody played Toad's Place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tonic had a gig canceled there.
I'm
was
sure
like
Tonic. Yeah, that was.
There was a power. We were set to play there, and there was some sort of power issue, so we had to cancel.
A lot of memories of that place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Connecticut was a weird state to play in because it seemed like, because obviously, my band was from New York, and Connecticut, I don't think we ever had like a good show. And it wasn't because of our performance. It was just, I remember one show we played. It might have been at Toad's Place. I don't remember. But there was one show I remember to this day, like in the middle of like, I don't know if it was the second song or third song. I just remember looking into the crowd, and there was this girl in the front row, and she was on the guardrail like this.
Really?
That's Connecticut.
And I was just like,
Yeah, that
holy
sounds like
crap,
Connecticut.
man. Like, do we suck that bad? Connecticut was never good for us.
Oh, you should have stopped the show for her.
Look at this. No.
To get a camera.
I remember playing a show in Chicago, like a huge theater, and there was like people, right in most of the the actual fans of the music fans were behind like a gate, like way in the back, and there was tables in the front where people were sitting. And while we were one of the opening bands, there was like 5 bands, and I remember while we were playing, and this was a huge place, some Chicago theater thing. I remember there was a girl at a table in front of us looking at her phone the entire time we were playing, and all the actual like fans, like music people that were there were behind these gates in the back.
And they flipped it, right?
And
so
for the
tables.
Yeah.
And so for all the opening bands, all the people were kept, back behind. And then once the main band came on, they took the gates away and everybody came on.
Oh.
And it was a huge place. It was probably the biggest place I've ever played.
See, that's when you needed David Lee Roth as a front man.
Yep.
Yep.
Give me that phone, honey.
Who you talking to?
Right. Let me take a picture for you.
Yeah, you watch the more recent shows with Dave, the 2012 and 15. The times that he stopped the show, or didn't, even if he didn't stop the show, but he mentioned something that was going on out in the audience and that pissed him off, or it was usually the monitors. Usually the monitors.
Yeah, he had a lot of problems with the monitor guy.
It was. I remember watching the New Hampshire show in Manchester, New Hampshire, and he stopped Pretty Woman because there was a fight breaking out in the yeah.
Somebody.
That's just.
Who was it? Somebody was.
He doesn't take that.
Somebody was in our chat one time, and they were actually there at that show. We were talking about that, and they were.
I didn't
saying,
go to that one, but I think it was the 2012 the arena show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's on YouTube. It came out like right after the day after it happened.
Yeah.
Like so many of those 2012 and 15 shows, it was the day after they happened. They were on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then the tour, that the 2015 tour, you could actually watch on Periscope. People would go live, and you could just sit there and watch the show.
You know, but the thing that bothered me is it was so hit or miss with the audio, because some of them you couldn't, if you can't stand the audio when you're watching a show like that, because it's directly from their phone or from whatever, it's not worth it, you know. And down the line, a lot of the actual audio recordings came out, the boots, or you know, the people that were just tapers in the audience for audio. But there's so many of those shows that are hard to watch because of the terrible audio.
Well, that was the biggest bummer about the reunion in 2007, was that by the time they got to LA, I knew the whole set. And just because my curiosity would not let me stay off the internet to watch what was going on. Dave was back. I had to know what they were playing. I had to know. I had to know the set list. I had to know. I mean, they're playing songs they haven't played, you know, since 1979. I mean, live. So it's crazy.
Curiosity? What are you talking about, Curiosity?
Oh. What'd you do?
Velocity?
God, disturbing.
That whole face swap thing was like the best thing ever, man. Johnny, I found those pictures.
Oh, where is it? Oh, wait. I gotta see this. You got those pictures?
Yeah, I gotta find them. You know, I saw those and I was like, oh my god, man! I remember these. Ridiculous.
You're gonna be like the face swap buckethead.
Here we go. So I think here's Johnny and Dave. No, that's me and Dave. I'm sorry.
That's you and Nesdal.
That's me and Nesdal.
That's Nesdal's face on you.
There we go. There it is.
That's Handel.
Oh, God.
Wow.
That's Dave Handel.
Let me see. And then I got Ellie and Nesdal.
Oh.
Oh my God! Look at the mustache.
Oh, I can't even see that.
And then me and Johnny.
Oh.
And then can you guys guess who this is?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Stallone, man.
Oh,
Oh, there you
I
go.
thought it was
What happened to that?
Milan Lucic.
And then me and Hogan.
Milan Lucic. Boston, baby.
I don't have the one Dave set. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's an actual picture right there. Yeah, Dave's.
Was that the night he broadcast from his bed?
He's never going to see this. He sent Jay and I that picture for some reason. I don't know why. And
I don't know why either.
So
Oh, I love the rope. You got to put like a cigarette on one of those long filters or something.
so I put that face on my face.
Yes.
And I sent it to my wife. And she texted me back immediately saying, Johnny, are you okay? What's wrong? You got to go to the hospital. Like, she thought there was something seriously wrong with me. Do you have that picture?
I might have it, man. Let me.
I deleted it because it made me sick.
Oh my!
God.
I might
Real
have.
quick, hey, real quick in the chat, Butchnoff, sorry, Buchnoff. He says, I was happy that Eddie was healthy during the 2007 tour versus the 2004 tour.
Well, part of it.
Obviously, the 2004 tour was the worst we'd ever seen him, but the 2007 tour had its issues.
Yeah.
He was on a slow-moving train. He was definitely falling off whatever he was, and to a point where if you Google shows from January and February of 2008, especially like in Florida, it's literally right before they put him in a car and sent him to rehab for about 7 weeks. And
That was right around the time of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, wasn't it?
no, because that was 2007.
But
Which he was in
he
rehab for that.
too.
They were prepping for the 2007 tour. They put him in rehab, and I think he made it to the midsummer. And then by the time they had the press conference, he was deep. You can tell by watching the press conference.
Can you imagine how Wolfgang felt going into those first shows?
Wow.
In putting that on top of it with his father, seeing his father in that state.
The pressure,
I mean,
the pressure.
Yeah.
I from 2007 on, I had thought about that. Like, my God, this kid, what is he getting into? And
Yeah,
you know,
and he was hit and miss, because I saw the LA show in November of 2007, and it was pretty good. And then I went a week later and saw them from like the 5th row in Fresno, and that was a really good show. And then a week and a half after that, I saw the Anaheim show, and it was the worst thing I'd ever seen. And I thought he was going to die, because
Really?
wow,
it was sad. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen, and you could tell by the body language of the band, especially Wolfgang. Like, he didn't want to look at his dad. He didn't want him near him. And Dave was doing like 4 kicks a song.
Ed was in his own world in those shows
because he had to make up. He had to make up for it. Like, he had to take the attention away. You know, I remember walking out, and people thought it was great and everything, but just, you know, YouTube Anaheim 2008 or 2007, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But it went bad for weeks and weeks after that. And then you can see that last one. I think it's the 20th of February. You can see the show where they leave the stage at the end, and he pushes over a stack on Wolfie's side.
Wow.
And then he goes to rehab, and then they come back and do, like, you know, another 5 weeks.
Later 2008s. The later 2008s were great shows.
Yeah, he did. They started in Reno, and the second one was in Vegas. I saw that show, and he was clean, and that was amazing. And then I saw, like, a month later, the MSG show, which was...
Those were the best shows that Van Halen had for over a decade. I mean, you know.
And with Dave, for sure.
Right.
I mean, they were... But at the end of that tour, they were incredible, because Eddie was clean and pure and perfect.
And they were playing the stuff that everybody wanted to hear.
And he had like a thumb thing that was really bothering him, but it was the shape he was in, as far as, you know. I mean, people have always talked about what he was into, and if you want to just think of the worst thing he could probably be into, he was on it. So I just, you know, I'm not going to say what it was, but everybody knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Johnny.
Oh my God,
Johnny. He didn't want to be around.
His wrist surgery was that summer of 2008, right after.
This started the face swap. Like, Dave sent.
And it was a thumb surgery. His left thumb.
Dave sent that picture, and then I did that, just to, you know, put the bandana around him, and then Johnny did the face swap.
Oh, that's it. That's it. That's the picture right there.
Yep.
Wow, it looks like somebody.
You got to present this, man.
Let me present. Oh,
What is
There
that?
we go. That's the picture. I sent that picture to my wife, and she's like, Johnny, you got to go to the
Johnny,
hospital.
you all
There's
right?
something
How
wrong
many
with you.
bees did you get stung by?
He was like taking the needle out of your arm.
Johnny Ness doll. Johnny Beane doll.
You know.
I showed the when I did that. Oh man.
Which app is that does the face swapping?
Is it Snapchat? Is that what it is?
Well, Snap for sure. Yeah.
Snap. Okay.
Just Snap.
Oh snap.
Yeah, I'm logged in. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, G, I know how you felt, man, because when I left that Anaheim show, I literally thought like he didn't have much time, like it was that bad. There was something very, very wrong. So I'm just glad he cleaned up and got his stuff together, because there's nothing like seeing your hero just in the worst shape possible.
Yeah.
And then it's even worse when you're around a bunch of people who can't even tell. I thought that was weird for me. Like people couldn't tell.
Look at Johnny crouching down, trying to make it seem like, you know.
Hey, I was sitting.
I know.
That was fun. Look at that guitar. Oh my God.
See, with Caleb sitting, we're the same height.
You're crouching
Exactly.
a little bit, so you know. Johnny's dressed like it's 50 degrees out, and Caleb has a short sleeve shirt on. Which
Dude,
was it? What was the
It
temperature?
was hot in there too. It was boiling. They had to open doors and put fans on because that room was so hot.
See, right here, Johnny, if I hold it like this, it looks like you're taller than Caleb. Like, damn, look how short Caleb is, man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Hang on.
Yeah. See, that's the actual picture right there.
Yeah, that's
The rest of it's photoshopped. That's. No, Michael Smith is the only one here that knows that I'm only 3'4". You know.
I was trying to pick when I went to pick him up at the airport. I drove around like 10 times. And I'm like, it's a kid in the corner. Okay.
there you go. Johnny and Mr. Anthony there.
No.
Dude, where'd you get that?
You sent it to me, you butthead.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
I think I took that one. I think you got it off of the Dropbox.
Yeah, you sent it to me and Dave.
Cool.
Johnny, you actually look happy there. Look at that.
Wow, look at
That's
Look
because
at the
my
beard,
wife
my
had changed
God.
smile.
size like Michael Anthony's head.
Yeah, the friend of mine, I know a guy, right? He was there and he was telling Mike that entire time. He's like, Johnny, that's Johnny Beane. He's the guy from YouTube, you know. He was like really talking me up to Mike. So.
You got to think those guys at one point or another have seen this show, parts of it. You know, you Google it.
I agree.
It's one of the first things that comes up. Van Halen YouTube, you know, or that's how I found it. You know, they got to have a little bit of interest in just what are people talking about. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an awesome thing. That you know, it's like that Kramer ad where Eddie's peering through the window.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
I think the odds would be.
They'll just you know watch it and you know they're not going to chat with us, but just to get a feel of what's going on these days. It'd be nice to think that they do that.
Eddie for it. I think you're right, John. I think the odds are pretty good that Eddie may have come across it at least once, right?
They're aware of it. They're aware of it.
Aware of it. That's definitely aware of it.
I have a feeling definitely Wolfgang has watched this show. He's,
Yeah, if anyone, him,
He's,
Wolfgang, Mike, maybe.
yeah, he's very, you know, internet savvy and social media, so I'm sure he's
It's
definitely
not hard to find the show.
Not at all.
Dry heat. Good night, man.
I try heat.
Have I
See you,
missed
man.
anything in the chat. I haven't looked at the chat in like 10 minutes.
There's a chat.
There's a chat.
There's a chat to this.
We're still live.
Oh,
What's that from?
that was Dancing in the Street. I thought that was Eye of the Tiger for a second.
Yeah, me too.
Dance in the Streets from the US Festival.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you're covering that. Ken. That's a unique version of that song, you know. Hope you're covering that in Nerd Halen.
How's your Nerd Halen going? I'm
It's going, man.
on it.
It's going. It's slow.
Good night, Jason Wade.
Good night, Jason.
Night,
Good to see you, Jason. Jason, awesome, man. Jason sends me messages and everything, and
Well, he just made it sound really weird.
no,
Sends me messages late at night.
no, they're good messages. No, he's
What are you doing tonight, Johnny?
He's getting off the show to jump into a chat with you. Is that what you're saying?
oh, fun. No, a lot of our people here, you know.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, it's great to have a little community of people.
Absolutely. Happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's cool, man. And the Discord, you know.
Ding.
Yeah.
Guys, you got to get more active on the Discord. It can't just be me.
Dude, I haven't even logged in like probably since I've been
I
back
know.
to New York.
I know, and you've got a wrench in there too.
Oh, do I?
You're like one of two people that has a wrench in that place, and
I've got a week of vacation coming up, so I'm going to be, spending some late nights, just hanging out.
Guys, I honestly felt like I come up here after I put Ellie to bed to play guitar or do mixing or whatever, and next thing you know, it's 40 minutes later and I'm still looking at the friggin' Discord.
Ding.
You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I can't do it. So I just went cold turkey.
Just quit.
G Butch,
that much of a...
next time you go to Kiesel, let me know, man. Put me on some FaceTime or whatever.
Yeah, Jay, you got to go to NAMM just to go to the Kiesel booth.
I know, because I want to get one, but I have like too many questions, like because they have two different radiuses for the guitars, the guitar that I want, or two guitars that I want, 14 and 20. And that's kind of like, because Ibanez is 17. I love that radius. The Wolfgangs are 12 to 16. So, like, where would 14 be on a 12? Is it right in the middle, Johnny? On this fretboard.
Jay, have you thought about building a parts guitar?
No.
Like Warmoth, or I know you're not into that.
No.
Or have someone build it for you. With, rather a Kiesel being so expensive,
But they're not. You can get an American handmade guitar for the build.
They're not crazy expensive. They're not.
No.
Yeah, the build that I made, which was everything that I spec'd out for myself, was like $1,500, and it's
that's not bad.
American made guitar.
Yeah.
And that's with Fishman Fluence pickups as well. So Johnny, where would like 14 be on this fretboard? Right smack dab in the middle, or would that be like where the 12th fret is? Like where would
what? The 14th fret is 2 frets away from the 12th.
That's what I thought he was saying.
Danny, where's the no, like as far as the radius.
Where's Nesdall?
Who has Dave's number?
Zach Thong says Jay have Steve build
212 on the east.
No, I'm not having anybody build me a guitar because I'll find something wrong with it and then hate it for life.
But that's what you're doing with Kiesel, isn't it? I mean, you're giving them the specs, and they're going to build it for you, right?
Well, not the
That's what you're
specs. I mean,
hoping.
you have stuff to choose from, but
Yeah.
you know, you can choose different things and have your, you know, whatever wood you
But
want.
it sounds like they have. Well, yeah, okay. Well, they have a limited amount of Kiesel may have a limited amount of specs you can choose from, whereas a company like Warmoth or what else? You know, any of the other companies that sell the parts, they have a.
By the way,
much
everybody,
selection of.
Speaking of Warmoth, I gotta put this in. I'm selling my Warmoth Telly. If anybody wants to look, it's on Reverb. Warmoth Telecaster, Warmoth Telly.
Cool.
It's my Warmoth Jackson neck.
Great guitar.
That is nice. I love those inlays, man. Especially like the black ones on the maple fretboard. Those look really cool.
I was afraid to get a maple fretboard with the black guitar because you hardly ever see that. I mean, at the
That looks
time,
nice.
Look at the binding too, man.
10 years ago, it's a two-piece. It's not a. The fretboard is separate from the neck itself. It's two pieces, but it is. They're both painted maple, so.
Yeah. Daryl
There's
McMillan.
there's no skunk stripe. No stripe on the back.
You know, I'm kind of partial to you know, the one-piece maple necks as well. You know, 'cause that's what I chose too. Because like Kiesel has up to like a 7-piece neck or something if you want.
Hey,
Wow.
And I'm like, they already have the truss rod and then the 2 graphite rods. And I'm like, do you really need that much more stability? Like a 1-piece maple neck to me, it's 1 piece of wood. You know, so I think it just.
But is that one? Oh no, that's not a maple fretboard. But
no.
do they make maple necks that are 1 piece without a separate?
Oh,
piece
I'm
for the
just talking
fretboard?
about. I don't know about that because I know that maple fretboard up there that you can't really see because it's dark. You know, there's the neck
Like
and
the
then
fenders. I
fretboard.
think the fenders are 1 piece, although they have the skunk in the back, so the truss rod goes through the. Usually, is that right, Johnny?
What?
The Fender maple necks. Do they usually have the skunk stripe in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
a 1-piece neck with a cap on the back, basically.
Well, I just meant
Something
1 piece.
like
Like, I think, like that one back there, the neck is one, and then the fretboard on top of it is a separate piece of wood. But I still think that's considered a 1-piece neck because you're looking at the back of it. You're not, you know, like that's what I think it refers to. It's not.
Yeah.
But Daryl McMillan says, I just ordered a Strandberg Bowden 6 today, and it has a 20-inch radius. I'm curious to try it out, as 16-inch is the flattest radius I have on any guitar. That's the one thing I'm thinking of too. Is like I said, the Osiris model and the Aries model, I believe, the 2 radiuses that you have to choose from are 14 and 20, and it's like that's a big, you know, it's a big difference. And I think 17 is the flattest I've played, and that's an Ibanez. So I don't know, man.
I think when I ordered this one through basically the specs that I had read from the Frankenstein, but I had a Jackson body, so I wanted the Jackson headstock, and but I like the only reason I got a maple fretboard is because of Ed. So when I was building it.
And how do you feel about the maple fretboard?
I love it, but I'm not picky. I'm definitely not picky. I don't have a problem. I don't even know what kind of frets they are, if they're steel or if they're nickel.
They're probably nickel.
I think they're steel.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know, maybe they're nickel.
How old is the guitar?
They're 10 years. I think I built it 10 years ago.
It's probably nickel.
Is there any wear?
No, there's no wear on the frets. And I'm not a heavy player. I mean, I play acoustic, or I'll play whatever. I got a few different guitars, but in the last 10 years, I probably played this
for 5 minutes.
But yeah.
Does the top side have the black too on it?
The top side, what part?
Well, yeah, because it looks like there's like a black stripe going down.
The binding.
It's got a binding, but I think it's just
yeah.
paint. I think it's paint.
Is it on the other side though too? Johnny's asking.
It's on both sides, yeah.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's a trip, man. Yeah. I've never
Why?
seen like.
Why do you say it's odd?
Huh? Well, no, I've never
Why do you
seen like black binding on like a maple neck like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
I think I was disappointed when I got it because I wanted just that Edward type of maple neck, you know, that was just solid. But
I think that's badass.
I mean, it's become a great guitar. You know, I got the drum stopper on it because you can't do I can't do the floating bridge. Need to get the drum stopper on there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pickup.
Yeah.
I can't do the
They're
floating either.
Seymour Duncan's matched pair of humbuckers. I don't know what version, what model they are, but with the Floyd original.
Is that a half chrome, half black bar?
No, it's got gaff tape on it because it's stripped, and I need a little. I don't want it just, you know. So I put a little gaff on it just so it's not so loose. It'll, you know.
Gotcha.
If I'm playing it in the seat in my chair, it won't go down too far. Gotta love the gaff tape.
It's amazing stuff.
Good stuff.
Well, G. Butchnoff is saying that if I want to stay at his house and go visit the Kiesel plant, I'm more than welcome. That's great, except I'm on the exact opposite side of the country. I'm in South Carolina, man. So it's you know.
Wow. Well,
Jay,
hey,
did you say earlier that you got the thumbs up from the wife,
Of course I did.
ma'am? Of course.
I did. What kind of question is that, man? I just play it coy, you know, like, oh, you know, if Jeannie's cool with it, you know.
You play that role. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's going, and we're filming the in and out.
wait a
run
minute.
of-
Oh, well,
Oh, the in and out burger.
Am I going or coming? Which one is it?
oh my goodness.
All right, sorry. That didn't sound right.
No, see, I just give her the illusion that, you know,
Oh,
I let her decide if I'm going to go or not, and then, you know, as
When's the next NAMM? Is it
as long as you
January?
let your woman
Mhm.
think that she'll never watch this. You know? Remember that clip when Michael Anthony's talking about a lot of booze, a lot of girls.
Yeah.
You're never show
Unleashed.
this to my wife, are you?
yeah, he was the good one.
And
He
he's
was the good
showing all the pics.
Yep.
Kevin must have been Kevin who skimped on getting the pics for him.
I know the guy that works for me. They know. See, they know. I've watched that too many times, man.
God.
It's so
Yep.
good. Those guys, like when they're out there in the grass, just sitting there, you know, and they're goofing off, and
Yep. Talking about the stories from the road.
yeah, it's so funny.
The wink.
Yeah, the wink. Hey, whenever I need a bar of soap, I go to Mike. He stands up. Hey, whoa.
Oh man. You can just tell how much fun they had on that tour. You know, that would be the one I'd love to join them just as a tech or you know, as a roadie.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Amanda. There's your
There's your answer.
a roadie on the 5150 tour.
Yeah,
That would have been a lot of fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
'cause it was all.
Well, yeah, because they had something to prove, so they're proving it every night.
Yep. And you could see. I mean, even when you watch, like obviously when you watch live without a net, but when you look at the still shots from that tour, like just Eddie's face, man, he is like, you know, him and Sammy were totally in love. You know, they were having a legitimate good time out there. It wasn't
Yeah.
just playing; it was fun.
It
They were
was
having a
love.
Good
It
time.
was love.
Yeah, when it's love.
I recently watched the video that it was Sammy released it from his last album, that the one that had Eagles Fly in that whatever it was.
Never
But
said
there was the video.
goodbye.
There was a video
Yeah.
that he released that had at least it was Alex and Eddie and it was like they were out in their backyards just hanging out and doing stuff.
Yes.
Or I think they were shouting
Yeah.
out the back windows or something.
Yeah,
Which video
yeah,
was
yeah.
that, John?
That's a music video for Hands and Knees, is what
That's
the
a great
song is.
Yeah, get down on my hands and knees. That's a
That's
good
what
song.
the-
Yeah.
There you go. There it is. I found that. Man, I found that. I found a promotional copy of that video at Amoeba Records in Berkeley, California. This would have been, what year was that? It would have been in the 90s somewhere. 93, 94, somewhere. I found like an MTV like promotional video of it, and
Yep.
you know, you're I don't know if you guys know Amoeba Music, but you can dig around, you can find anything, you know. And I found this video. It said promotional video, Sammy Hagar, Hands and Knees. I'm like, huh, what's this? Went home, put it in, and it was freaking Van Halen.
Was it a video cassette or was
What do you
it
mean
a
it was
CD?
Van Halen?
Yeah. Well, it was a video cassette, but it was the whole intro to the music video was
Yeah, the whole.
it was Sammy Hagar waking up,
Oh yeah.
calling. He yells over to Eddie, Edward. You know, he opens up his window. He's like, "It's 2:00. Go out." Eddie's
My
like,
next door neighbor.
He's like, "I'm gonna go back to bed." You know, he calls Mike. Mike's like, "Oh, my dog. He was just hit by a car. I gotta take him to bed." You know.
Oh my God.
But he was kidding. It was everybody
It's a funny
was
video. It's very
everybody was
funny.
trying to get out of jamming with Sammy. Alex was playing his drums, and then so the music video, it's basically Sammy creating robots, jamming with robots, and at the end of the video, Van Halen shows up, Eddie, Alex, and Mike, and they're like, "We're here to jam," and Sammy's like, "Oh, you guys are late," or whatever, right, John? That's the video,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yep.
What song?
Hands and Knees.
Hands and knees.
And
Okay.
I'm sure it's on YouTube.
It's on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, put it in the Discord.
And it's arguably like one of the best songs on that album.
That's
Hands
a
and
great
Knees.
album, actually. It is a good album.
I always liked the Hammer Falls Down.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. Hammer Falls.
Yeah.
But to me, as far as those sessions, the best song, you know what I'm gonna say, is Winner Takes It All. You know?
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's an amazing
Great.
song.
You
and
can't,
that
it can't
that
separate the video from the song. You know, all I can see is the Sylvester Stallone doing the
Ooh,
over the
and
top.
that annoying kid. Oh,
Oh yeah, I remember thinking that when at the time I thought that kid was annoying. I can remember that. Oh God.
oh my God, that kid.
That's a great song, and that song is not on Spotify, and I'm still ticked off about it.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah.
When it takes it all.
But at the time, that movie was on HBO like every day, 5 times a day. I can remember.
That
That was the
and-
time we had just gotten cable.
That and Cobra, right?
Oh,
You
all
ever
the
saw that
Stallone.
movie?
Stallone and Schwarzenegger. They were all over like HBO, Cinemax, all that stuff. The early in the 80s.
I typed
Commando.
hands and knees into the Google, and oh my God.
Bad idea.
Whoops. I can't unsee that.
No, yeah, G. Yeah, no. Winner Takes It All is the best tune out of. I don't know why it wasn't on that record. Maybe because it was saved for that soundtrack. But if anything, if you guys want to hear Eddie play a solo on the bass guitar, you know, it's worth it for that.
He played on that one. Okay. I knew
Yeah.
he played on the album. I didn't know if but that
Huh?
wasn't on the album, right?
Here,
I know
Here it
he
is.
played bass on the album, but he wasn't on the album, right?
here you go.
There you go.
There, that's it. That's the beginning. That's Hands and Knees right there.
Come on, let's jam. Oh man, it's only 2:00. I'm going back to sleep. Go out.
Wonder if that's their real house. Their real houses.
Come on, Alex, pick it up. I know you can do it. Come on, look. Eddie and Mike will be over here in 20 minutes. Let's jam.
The size of the phone.
I was gonna say that.
Hey,
That's the brick.
That's the brick. Yeah.
Brick. Yeah.
Zach Morris.
Oh man, Frankie Bates. Let's go out the door, man. You know my dog Randy? Yeah. Yeah. He's just got my car.
That's awful.
I know, right?
I'm glad
He
he
looked
didn't
like
throw
he was
that
going
phone.
to throw the phone down, but he didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't throw it. It would have gone through the deck.
He thought twice about that.
All right.
Oh. And then
There's
they're
the
at the
robot.
end. At the very end of the video, they're at the end too.
That was the time that they were definitely having a lot of fun together at that time.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, can't play that. There it is.
Whoops.
You can't play it.
Look at that
Was
guitar
he
though.
playing the Randy Rhoads?
Yeah. It's like a really cool, interesting paint on that one.
Is it the Randy Rhoads?
No, it's a Kramer. I think it's a Kramer. What's it called?
Star?
It's one of the point. They're there.
I thought we were gonna jam. You guys.
They were never good actors.
Academy Award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna jam.
Oh, we were gonna jam, man.
It's like
Yeah.
even in, what was it, Hubbard Teacher, when they're trying to dance. Alex is the rhythm section, Alex and Mike, and they can't dance for.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
remember thinking that, yeah. They were the worst dancers out of the four of them.
I don't think Alex took kindly to the choreography section of that
No.
song.
And that was a period when they were, not great relations with Dave at that point. I mean, the later days of '84.
Yep.
Yes.
One of the most tastiest solos, in my opinion, that Eddie did.
Yes.
God, that is so good.
And one take, all
right?
three.
Yep.
Part of the
One
original
take.
track. The whole song. I always say it on here. That's maybe the greatest rock and roll recording of all time because of 3 instruments, one take all the way through. No overdubs.
Well, the
Now,
drums. The intro.
I was going to say, the story goes that Alex overdubbed the cymbals, but
The overdub is simple.
I would really like to know what the story behind that is, because that's going to be tough. How does a drummer overdub part of his kit?
I don't
Well,
know,
how does
man.
he-
It doesn't.
How does he
It
hit
doesn't-
air every time he wants to?
And how do you not get the sound of something in place of a snare? You're gonna hit something, or you're just gonna hit air, and then with the cymbals,
It's got to mess up.
I never understood that story. There's got to be more to it than that. But that's what he says. That's what the story goes, that it was all overdubs on the cymbals, and it doesn't make sense either, because you could certainly put an isolated booth around him, or even if he was using the electronics, putting an ISO booth around isn't going to bleed that much. I don't know. Any opinions?
Yeah, I mean,
You can hear, however, if you do, there's a few songs, I don't remember what it was, but you can hear like a ride and a hi-hat going at the same time. I want to say Hubbard Teacher, maybe it was a different one, but and some of if you listen, you can hear like a ride and a hi-hat going at the same time, and a drummer can't do that, so.
Oh man, was it 2:30?
I think we're good, right? This is where I said I would be done.
I'm
Well, guys, thanks for having me on. I had fun.
Yeah.
Miss Steve, though. Where's Steve?
Playing a house party.
Yeah. I hope he's playing. I hope he's with his band.
Yeah, I think he is. I think him and his guys are playing some party. I hope there's some footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you put up some footage.
Oh man! All of a sudden, man, it just hit me. Well, we still need whatchamacallit? A question.
Question?
Oh yeah.
I was saying the other week, what was the best music video? It's kind of boring, but starting with the 1979 live stuff that they had, bottoms up.
Dance the night away.
Dance the Night Away, yep.
How about no
Lost Control
live,
in 1980.
no live
The rare ones, but okay.
Can we
Well,
do
you can
that?
start
'Cause
with
those
Lost
are
Control.
Huh? What? What's the what?
The best video that's not
The
live.
best MTV style music video, you know?
The best Van
Concept
Halen
video.
music video?
That's gonna be the
Hot for
poll
teacher.
question.
Panama's good too. They're hot for teacher, I think.
I would probably root for Panama. I love
Panama.
The having the '84 stage set throughout.
There's no corny
live shows.
Waldo story.
Yeah.
I always thought the intro with Waldo in the Hot for Teacher video made me.
But I
very
will say,
Get
Jump
out,
made,
Waldo.
Jump made the biggest impact for me. Jump was definitely the one that brought me in. And I swear to this day, this is, I must have dreamt this, but at one point, probably 84, 85, I don't know, whenever we got MTV, I swear I remember seeing an intro video to Jump that was 1984. I don't think it happened. I don't think there was ever a video made for 1984, but as an intro. But I feel like, and it may have been a dream again, but what I remember is somebody flying through a room. It was like flying through windows. You flew through from the outside through a window, through this room. And then that was the 1984 intro to Jump. I don't think there was ever a video.
You know what there was though, John? What there was?
Remember that.
There was a teaser clip on MTV that teased the release of the Jump video.
It may have been something like that, yeah.
That was like a 30-second teaser video.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know if that's ever been uploaded, but I remember that commercial from MTV.
I specifically remember it being like flying into a window and flying through a room, like,
Wow.
you know, from the outside inside, and then it just went into Jump. I don't know. It was probably a dream. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Well, every night I dream that I'm flying. So
That's right.
And Van Halen, yeah.
well, as far oh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm right. And then the actual video starts with that. You can see that film reel kind of going through, like the film, 35 millimeter film goes through, and then it starts the video, or maybe that's the end. I don't know.
No, it's the start too.
The beginning. Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, that Jump was the one that started it for me, and then. But
Well, you know
first,
what-
I mean, they
What
made
was
videos
cool about
up
Jump?
too.
What was cool about
Tattoo.
Jump was a lot of videos up until that point were all shot on video, and Jump was shot on film.
Film. Yeah.
So that made a lot cleaner looking,
Yep.
and it's obviously held up. But it was a very
You can always, and that's the great thing about film. Any of those videos you can upgrade to high definition nowadays. You know,
it looks
video.
great.
The video is going to stay at whatever video quality it was.
Exactly.
Like the Pretty Woman video. Pretty Woman was filmed on video, shot on video.
Exactly, and probably because they
And
had
it's a horrible video.
because of the quality, they
They couldn't
probably
put that
said,
on the.
We're never shooting on video
fixtures.
again. from like you could still see like
But
the
that
light.
also goes to show that also like the Oakland and the '79 videos were all on film too. You could upgrade those, and they're somewhere out there. I'm sure Ed's already done this. He's probably already digitized all that footage. You know, they must have owned all that stuff at that point, or Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
You know, it's out there somewhere. There's a 16 millimeter or 35 millimeter film of those shows. That's what gets me. You know, it's those holy grails that are out there somewhere. You know, whether they filmed the whole Oakland show or not, whatever. But that film of those 3 songs is out there in pristine quality somewhere. Give it to us.
What I was going to say is that if there is a 30-second promotional video for Jump, it's possible that it's already uploaded to YouTube, because there is a channel out there that posts hours and hours and hours of original MTV content from the early 80s. With all the commercials and everything.
Oh, well, that would be in December of '83. So
okay, all right. So look, just search YouTube for December '83 MTV, and these videos, I've watched them. You know, they actually, what's the thing we used to do? Timestamp. They timestamp the entire video and down below, where you can see exactly what's in that hour's worth of footage.
Interesting.
You know.
I'm sure I have cassettes of Headbangers Ball and all that stuff somewhere. You know, video cassettes. I used to tape all that stuff. VH1 Classic, when that came on.
Yeah.
And that's where I think I had seen the Oakland videos for the first time on VH1 Classic. I don't think I had ever seen them on MTV. Maybe on Headbangers Ball or something.
That's when I first saw the Unchained video. It was Headbangers Ball. This was in 1990. With Ricky Rack. Yeah.
Did you guys ever see the? Because they had like the Sunday night interview on MTV, and they had that Dave interview with that English guy, and that's on the internet. And they show a bunch of clips from all their videos in between, and Dave is so high in the interview. It's hilarious. They're both laughing. They're both, you know.
How about the film of Dave with the police officers, and he's in a towel, and I think it was part of the Panama videos. Yeah. I always thought that was a real thing back in the day.
Yeah, no, it's on that.
Wow, he must have been in. What was he doing?
It was staged. It's on that.
When I was a kid, I was like,
it was playing behind you that whole time. You didn't see it.
Oh,
it was part of that shoot.
Yeah. And then I remember the That's Life video. Anybody remember that one from Dave? When was it Eat 'Em and Smile came out? The video for That's Life. And that had a ton of old clips in it. I don't even know if you can find that nowadays, but that's a rare Dave video that's out there somewhere.
No, look for that interview. It's like with an English guy named Doug something, and the best line ever. I mean, there's so many classic lines from Dave on that, but he says he starts talking to the camera, and he's got sunglasses on, and he's like, "Go ahead, change the channel, man. I'm on all the rest too." And then he starts laughing uncontrollably because then he goes, "Wouldn't that be cool?" Like,
where is this?
Oh my God.
What's it called?
It's an MTV interview with David Lee Roth, and put like Doug. I think the guy's name is Doug something. It's an English dude.
Doug Donut. David Lee Roth Jelly Donut comes out.
That's from Eat 'Em and Smile. That's
it's
the
classic.
Brothers.
There's so many great. It's where he says, I used to have a drug problem, but now I have enough money. That's another great line. That was classic.
Oh yeah, Wasted Part 2.
Some of Roth's one-liners, actually, some of the stuff that he would say were actually from Sinatra.
Oh really?
Sinatra and the Rat Pack had the same lines. If you listen to some of their old shows,
Wow,
yeah,
that's what inspired him. He was definitely the.
Yeah.
Well, and then you can watch Jim Dandy videos, and you'll see where he got his whole bit from. It's pretty startling if you watch Jim Dandy.
And Jim Dandy was only around for, he was what band was that? What band was Jim Dandy in?
I
It was
forgot.
only they only had like one hit, didn't they?
I want to say Black
Blackfoot.
Black Oak.
Blackfoot. They did that, or is it Black Oak?
I want to say Black Oak, Arkansas, but something.
Blackfoot did the
Black
song
Oak, Arkansas.
Train. I
What
think.
was it?
Okay.
Black Oak, Arkansas. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but you watch
And so,
clips of that
yeah,
guy.
I mean,
It started, you're like, that's 1973 or something, and he's Roth.
but how
Or-
much did he steal from some guy who? I mean, he maybe saw him once or twice live, but they weren't all over TV or anything. So, how much of it is Dave, and how much of it is just stolen?
Yeah. It's well, if you watch the guy, it's hard to be a coincidence.
From the back, they're
Okay.
identical.
I haven't seen any of
From
them.
the back, it's the same guy.
Yeah,
I know they look the same. I know they had the blonde.
They look the
long
same,
blonde hair.
and it's
They had the cut chaps too.
no, the guy in
Wow.
Black Oak, Jim Danny didn't go chapless. Chapless Ransford.
Hey, Sean Mahoney, good to see you, man.
Man, I can only find part 2. Part 1 isn't here.
Oh,
He's got
dude,
he's got a white hat on, red sunglasses.
yeah, watch that. That's from like,
Part 1's not here. I can only find part 2.
God,
That's probably
I
the one
wore
he's
that
talking
interview
about.
out. It's hilarious. It's where he says like he's describing each member of the band, and he says Edward was he? What did he say? He says like he bought a house, but he was like forced to get a house, but he was looking for a cave or something. And there's so many great lines in that interview.
Any of his interviews. How about the '83 US Festival interview?
With Mark Goodman.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Well, no, the press conference wasn't wasn't he sitting like on a table in cross-legged on a table just rambling
Oh,
on,
sitting with some other guys, right, from other
Yeah.
bands.
talking about the Clash and all that. The backstage
Mhm.
rivalry they had at that point.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the picture of that. Isn't like Joe Walsh sitting there?
Maybe.
Mhm. Although did he
Yeah.
play the show? I don't know.
I think he did.
I think
was
he
on one of
played
the-
on. I
one of
think he
the
played
days.
Country Day,
That would have made sense. Yeah.
which was the Monday, the last
It was
day.
the following weekend. I think it was the following weekend. I think they had a
Well, no.
week in between.
No, because Monday
Yeah,
was
Country Day.
Memorial Day, so I think
Yeah, and that was the Rock Day, wasn't it? Or it was
no, that was after. It was Friday was New Wave Day, where Bowie headlined. Van Halen headlined Saturday.
And then the Clash headline
Sunday was Pop
Monday,
Day.
didn't they?
Sunday was Pop Day. So no,
Okay, yeah.
Bowie did Pop Day and the Clash did New Wave Day. Friday.
So Bowie closed it. Bowie closed.
Bowie
with
closed
Pop Day,
Sunday
right?
on Sunday night, but then the Monday they had like a country thing or something a little more, I believe. I could be
Country
wrong.
Day was the following Saturday. Monday it was so Memorial Day weekend '83. Saturday New Wave Day, the 28th. Sunday May 29th, Heavy Metal Day.
Oh, okay.
Monday
So
May
Sunday.
30th. Monday May 30th, Rock Day. Saturday June 4th. So the following weekend, Country Day.
Got it. Oh, I was so close to going.
Really?
I would have died.
That's your area.
I was 14. I would have died.
Wow.
I was 13. Yeah, I was 13. My parents were like, no. No.
Yeah, that was probably a good move.
Well, like what kind of who? It's like 65 miles away, and you're like, who do I know that I could go to for that when you're 13 years old? No. And then
Well,
Van
I was-
Halen-
Hey man.
I was, I want to say 15 or something, and it was the '91 tour. I had a ticket for Worcester Centrum, and I didn't have a ride. I had gone to an earlier show on that tour, but that ticket went to waste. I still have it somewhere. I don't know where I have it, but I still have the unused ticket from '91 Worcester.
Yeah.
That was a
Judging
sad night.
from the video, like, I mean, I don't know how I would have lasted until that late to see Van Halen through all that. It was just a grueling hot day, the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I've known a couple of people who were there, you know.
And there were people still, those people down front still at the end of the day. Like, what were they? You know, what kind of week did they need to recover? I mean, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just drove past there a couple days ago.
I know you didn't say hi.
Mm-hmm.
You're watching, Jay?
Yeah, I'm watching it at half speed right now, and it's the most ridiculous thing ever. Listen to this. I don't know if you can hear this. Hold on.
You can tell what's going to happen in the years to come. We take
Why is it slow?
a day at this point.
Actually, he sped that up.
Here it is.
Here today and gone later today.
Oh my
Oh man, I can't find part 1, dude.
Where's the video of Nesdal hitting himself in the head with the guitar?
Oh my goodness.
There you go. That's what you missed, Caleb. It was Priest.
Yep.
Judas Priest.
Yeah, I watched the Motley Crue set the other day.
They were great sets. You can look. You know, maybe not Ozzy. I think Ozzy was the one that.
Well, it was the introduction of Jakey Lee.
Set.
It was Jakey Lee's first gig, and he was sick. I remember that. He was really good.
But yeah,
Why-
especially the Judas Priest set was awesome. I mean, you can
Triumph. was
Triumph.
good.
Yep, they were good. They were great. I bought that
The
DVD
Scorpions. The
because of that.
Scorpions were really good.
Hold on a second.
I can't find the Scorpion set anywhere, but
Hold on a second.
What?
Because I never, all the bands on the Monsters of Rock, right? In '88,
Yeah.
Kingdom Come.
Okay.
Go listen to that first album. It is awesome. I never listened to them before. I never did. And I just thought they were one of those bands that they were, throwing the tour or whatever, the label put some money behind them.
They got such a rap for ripping off Zeppelin, and back in those days, if you ripped off anybody, you were done. Like, there are people all over the place, putting up the middle finger.
It's funny you say that, because I was mentioning this to Jeannie last night, and because I was listening to the first album, and I'm like, why is it nowadays you can completely rip off a band, and everyone's like, oh, they're the new this, they're the new that. But back then, they came out, and I remember that whole thing, they're a Led Zeppelin ripoff.
Well, because back then everybody lived through all the eras, so it was all connected. Now it's everything's rehashed. And
you're 100% right. Yeah, but the funny thing is, you listen to that album, and I don't know what single was released when that album came out. I don't know what.
Get it on.
So it's an awesome song, but I get it. I understand the comparisons and stuff, but dude, Bob Rock produced that album. That's why it has that Black Album / Dr. Feelgood snare drum. Look, everybody go listen to that first Kingdom. It's a self-titled album, and it actually is really, really kick-ass. It's got some really good stuff on it, man. I was actually really, really impressed.
Which tune? If you're gonna pick one off that album.
Hold on, let me mute it. So I just got to make sure here that
Also, there's a really cool. It's really cool, you guys. There's a really cool video that somebody uploaded to Facebook like a month ago of a news report of a Monsters of Rock show, and they spotlighted What's the word? What's the
Kingdom Come.
because the guitar player, they were playing the hometown of the guitar player in that band. And so they interviewed him and they were talking to him backstage and he was saying, "Oh, this is amazing playing, you know, the stadium here in town, you know?" But I'm going to have to find it. John.
Is everybody flipping him off in the front row?
Do you guys remember? Do you guys in the Discord? Do you guys remember I posted the picture of the guy with the VH like shaved into his head? Do you remember that picture I posted?
A lot of people did that back in 1991.
Yeah, it was in 1988 still of a guy. And anyway, that was a clip. That was a still from this news thing.
Which tour was it from?
Monsters of Rock.
Okay. That was a big deal back in '88. That was, I mean, one of the first full festivals that would tour, you know, before Lollapalooza, before Ozfest.
Yeah. And this news clip I'm talking about, this really takes you like behind the scenes of what it was like putting on.
It was
one
insane.
Of the shows.
You read some of the stories from these shows, like the audience, like the riots and and it seemed like a theme was that they had like food fights on just about every show. You read the stories like in L.A. and Buffalo, and it seemed like for some reason or another there was food fights at every show.
Wow.
And you know, the LA show, if you look at the Metallica set, that the fans were, I think they had put seats in the lower bowl of the stadium, and the fans were pushing the seats up like or either up into the barricade or into the back of the arena, just so they, because God, who wants to be at the LA Coliseum with seats in the way, you know? But it just in that show, in that whole tour was plagued. Even when they were supposed to come to Foxborough here in Massachusetts, there was all kinds of new laws that they had to put into place. You know, you watch the show and apparently they put like big concrete blocks in the middle of the floor of the stadium, so people couldn't mosh or whatever. I don't know. At that point, nobody was moshing in 1988.
No.
But for whatever reason, you listen to that show, you watch that show, and Sammy's like, "What are you people standing on?" And you can see people in the crowd, like every couple of feet, there's like people that are stood up 10 feet above everybody else, because they apparently put these like concrete blocks in the middle of the stadium so people couldn't.
No, I guess you would call it moshing back then.
It's crazy. Geez.
The Anthrax.
I was just gonna say Anthrax
live video. They moshed it up. You know, that was the thing.
It's called slam dancing. When I remember.
Yeah, in '88. But that was the furthest thing from Van Halen. You.
You weren't doing that.
Van Halen.
Yeah,
so Michael, here's the
When It's Love. Can you guys slam dance to When It's Love, please?
That's the song. That's
the
one song.
But
that
again,
really
Metallica opened up for him.
Was it Hideaway?
Yeah.
Hideaway.
Yep. That song is that's the one that, you know. So I'm not a big guy with the, you know, I think there's like 2 ballads on the first album, and they're good, but you could really see how somebody would be like, oh, they're ripping off Zeppelin. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Night, Zach.
That's what I remember from.
Good night, Zach.
Anything Kingdom Come. They were ripping up Zeppelin.
Well, I mean, like you guys were saying, you know, back then it was like, oh no, you know, they're ripping this band off. You can't do that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of the problem was that there wasn't the connection back then like there is today. I mean, look at this. We got Santa Monica. We got, well, I don't know where you guys are at, but you know,
Massachusetts,
Colorado,
Myrtle Beach,
South Carolina. You know, there wasn't the instant connection like this back then, where you could talk about this stuff.
Well, and plus, Zeppelin was legend. You know, they were legendary.
And it wasn't soon after. You know.
Yeah.
It was almost blasphemous in the late '80s to be a Zeppelin cover.
Like a decade earlier, they ruled the world, and so to come out and sound the way they did, and look the way they did, just to do it all like them, you know, it's like that thing. Like, you know, you weren't cool if you
Pee your pants. You're not cool unless you pee your pants.
if you sold out. You know,
Billy
if you
Madison.
sold out, you weren't cool then.
Yeah.
You know, you were blacklisted. Now, it's get that money, you stupid person. Get that money. Sell out. That's okay now. Like,
Well, there was plenty of bands in the late '90s that tried to be Van Halen. You know,
and
There's
that was the beginning of when that, you know, selling out became cool eventually. It became cool to be, you know, to get a sponsor and to get money, because let's face it, you know, people are selling out now because it's money and they need money. Back then it was like, I'd rather be cool than make money. That was
a fine line. There's a fine line between an homage and stealing someone, you know.
Absolutely. But now, like, Greta Van Fleet is cool because who cares what a band sounded like 40 years ago? These guys sound cool now. They're young. It's fun. I don't care if they're playing like Zeppelin. I never lived through Zeppelin, so I don't know.
And they're actually playing their instruments, which is an awesome thing.
It's refreshing to see that these days.
Refreshing, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, so give it another chance, even if you were one of those people that, you know, wrote them off because they were a Led Zeppelin, like, whatever.
I mean, how did everyone feel about Vito Bratta? And, you know,
White Lion?
Yeah.
No, who's Vito? Is that Vito Bratta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
insulting.
White Lion.
Yeah, but wasn't he ripping off like straight licks from Eddie?
That was insulting to me because he had his sound and tone and feel down, and he was using it.
He had a look like him too. Didn't
he looked exactly like him.
That was
him and Carlos Cavazo were like the two that really looked like.
Yeah. But I mean,
all those bands
stole it
in the very end of the '80s, before grunge. You know, all the bands on MTV were clones of Roth and Eddie.
Yes.
You know, where they
or you could even say clones of Zeppelin or clones
but nobody
they shared some images, clones of the Stones.
Nobody came close to Eddie except Vito Bratta. Like he was a dead ringer for the sound and the feel and everything, and he was right there, you know, competing with him. And I thought that was very, you know,
I always liked White Lion. I liked
it. Made me feel weird,
even though it was cheesy.
No, it was definitely cheesy, but to use that many hammer-ons and to use that style in a solo,
it was blatant.
It was blatant rip-off, and, you know, it was too soon. You know, it was too soon to be like an homage.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well,
I
look at
gotta
how
go to
many
bed,
people
guys.
started tapping at the, you know, in the early '80s even.
Oh, sure. Well, look, I mean,
you know, and that's anybody who started that, you know, in the early '80s, in the mid '80s, started with the tapping was directly influenced by Ed. You know.
Yeah,
and that was blatant.
Angus Young, you know, on Dirty Deeds, that solo is because he was playing with Van Halen, and he did a hammer-on solo. You know, and you're like, wait a minute. And he was kind of like mocking him, but for
All right,
sure.
Gentlemen, I'm out of here.
All right.
8 o'clock. I got
later, Jay.
Yeah.
Later.
It's getting late here. Yeah. What is it?
Say goodnight to Johnny for me. Bear Johnny. Say bye to everybody in the chat.
Good night, Jay.
See you, Fender Guru. Good night, Johnny. Oh, that's right. It's 3 o'clock. Midnight's the cutoff for him too. When he starts getting knocks on the wall.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, Jay.
Cool, man. I'm cool with calling it.
Yep.
You good?
Johnny, thanks again.
Oh, thank you, man.
If you're there.
Oh, I'm here. All right, so we're good.
Anytime you need a fill in. Happy trails to you. And 2, something like that.
Oh. Shit. I mean, excuse me.
Oh no!
We gotta start all over again now.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, you're
What?
playing the record under there, huh? That sounded like the album. Dang.
All right.
Cool. All right. I guess we're. I guess this is it. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. All right.
Do the Steve Anderson sign off.
Nice.
From Santa Monica. From Santa
Yes.
Cruz.
Nice.
Yes.
Play us
Yes.
out. Play us out, Caleb. Play us
Yeah.
out.
Play us out. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you guys. Oh yeah, this is my vlog as well. I forgot. I better change the description.
Your
My
Darth Vader. Your Darth Vader.
My Darth Vader. This counts as that. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another vlog. John Beale, good to see you. Michael Smith, good to see you. Caleb, always good. And yeah, play some guitar, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks again, guys.